Reptilians. Oh my goodness. What self-respecting conspiracy channel would be complete without a video about reptilians? Oh my goodness. Approximately 4% of Americans believe that shape-shifting lizard people control the country and the world. And there's another 7% on top of that who aren't sure, can't make up their mind. So that's about 14 million people outright who believe it, and about an equal number who think it might be true. Now, okay, why not, really? If you believe that aliens from other planets can come here, or that are coming here, then why not? With that kind of technology, they're not going to be able to disguise their appearance and live among us without us knowing? Huh? Makes sense. I, for one, though, don't believe that aliens come here, and I'll tell you why, and then we're going to go over some examples of reptilianism and evidence and what have you, and we'll take it from there. Now, planets are geologically and biologically unstable. So it's my contention that before any intelligent life on another planet could reach the point of interstellar travel, they'd be knocked back to the Stone Age by some catastrophe. And look at all the shit that can happen. You know, we've had 2 ice ages here on Earth that completely covered the planet. That was 2 of them. There have been about 6 of them, but 2 of them covered the planet. Then you've got asteroids that caused extinction-level events, nuclear war, supervolcano. A big supervolcano would knock us all back to the Stone Age. And then, of course, you know, let's don't forget viruses, our little buddies that seem to follow us around everywhere we go. You know, I just don't think that another planet would be able to evolve an intelligent species to the point that they could travel interstellarly. I just don't think so. Or if they could, they'd be so rare that you'd probably never see them or hear of them, because they might be just way off someplace that would never even be able to begin to find us. Okay? It's the Fermi paradox. If the universe is teeming with so much life, then where the hell is it? We don't see it. We've been pumping radio waves out into the cosmos for like about 100 years now. And sooner or later, those radio waves will reach another planet. And if there's intelligent life on that planet, those people will be able to hear our radio signals. Okay, so why don't we hear that from them? Why? But, you know, for the sake of argument, let's just go ahead and look at some of the evidence for this. And, of course, the evidence is always on video showing people's eyes changing. Sometimes you'll see videos of people's faces changing, morphing, but mostly it's all these eyes that we're always seeing on BitChute and used to be on YouTube. And, you know, and it's interesting, and it's really kind of creepy. And so I've scoured the internet and made a little compilation of some of the videos I've seen. There are not as many out there as there used to be, but I found some, and we'll take a look here and have a little fun, and at the end come back with a little debriefing after the whole thing.
All right, here we're looking at Richard C. Baker.
Oh my goodness. That proves it right there. Ah! They're coming to eat us. Oh yeah, well, if anybody's a reptilian, she would be, I bet. Look at them old eyes. Gonna change. Oh, look at that right there. That proves it. Man, look at that. That just looks like she's stoned. Maybe these guys are just stoned out of their minds. I don't know, boy. That looks pretty creepy to me. Oh, and there's old boy. He's morphed. His whole face is morphed. Oh, my goodness. Looks like my ex right there. There she is. I knew it about her. I knew it. Okay, this next one is the one that I thought was the creepiest and also maybe the most compelling. And I'll go ahead and play it here. It would have taken some technical ability to have hoaxed this, which is not to say it wasn't hoaxed. There are people with technical ability who hoax things all the time. Look at the Bigfoot community. Oh my goodness. Okay, so where does this come from? All this stuff, where does it come from? Comes from somewhere. In the case of the reptilian hypothesis, there's David Icke. He started it. Everybody says he's the prophet. He's the Moses of the reptilian movement. But think about it. Was it just him? He went out and he did these extensive lectures and talks all over the world. Where did he get the money to do that? He wrote books. Okay, a lot of people write books. Who got them in front of people? Who promoted the books? No man is an island. And these movements just come out of nowhere, supposedly, seemingly, like the flat earth. You know, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody was literally arguing about whether or not the world was flat. Now, where did that come from? Did it just come from people organically? Did some guy in his underwear in his mama's basement just, start talking about it, and then the next thing you know, it's a flat earth movement that catches on like wildfire and floods through all the corners of the internet? Really? Or did someone, a third party, promote that to try to cause trouble? Because after all, that's what it does, doesn't it? Causes trouble, causes people to be angry. And especially in the case of the reptilian business, it causes people to start doubting their reality. Flat Earth too. And then you have, the hologram hypothesis with 9/11 that shuts down any legitimate inquiry into the topic. Ultimately, don't you think that's what it's doing? It's just causing a lot of trouble and shutting down legitimate inquiry into the nefarious operations of some of these sons of bitches, off in the shadows, running the government. And some of you might be asking, well, how could they hoax all those eyes? Well, believe me, people, there's no limit to the number of hoaxes that can be perpetrated. The hoaxing population out there is replete. The Bigfoot community is crippled by all the hoaxers, and they do a very good job of it. And I don't see any reason in the world why any of that stuff that you just saw couldn't have been just as hoaxed by someone, somewhere, somehow. Oh, not too long ago, I did a video about the Frankfurt School, cultural Marxism, which came to the United States from Frankfurt. These German Jewish communist professors had to escape Nazi Germany, and they all landed at Columbia University, and they established the Frankfurt School, which was based on the premise that they couldn't establish the dictatorship of the proletariat until capitalist society had been crashed. In other words, well, things are too good now. Everybody's having it too good. And, we can't bring it all down as long as things are going so well. So what we're going to have to do is cause the whole system to crash and go to hell to get the workers off their ass to do something so they can set up their communist utopia. So they decided that they had to crash society. They had to crash the country. They had to crash the Western world. And so they deliberately set out to try to fuck things up for the sake of screwing them up. And they gained a lot of traction. There was a lot of big money foundations got behind these guys. And, they're around. Go watch the video. That's certainly not a conspiracy theory. And my attitude is all these weird things like reptilianism and flat earth and you name it, they're all being inserted into our cultural milieu just to cause trouble, just to stir the pot and cause people to doubt their own reality. So there, I answered a conspiracy theory with another conspiracy theory. But cultural Marxism is real, and it's backed by some big money, and that's also real, and that's not a theory.
What have you seen the Queen or any of the royal family do in relation to that? Have you seen them sacrifice and consume human flesh?
I've seen all of them drink human blood and consume human flesh.